Money Mogul Marsha. Hey girl, Saturdays. First one. So today I just wanted to talk about this event that I attended 2 weeks ago in Detroit, Michigan. So it was my first time in Detroit, and I was out there for a CashFlow conference. As you know, I'm a financial coach, so I attend these conferences where I learn how to invest, learn how to strengthen my business, learn about money, wealth strategies, and stuff like that. I'm around like-minded individuals that have their own testimonies and personal financial success stories. And it's just so inspiring to attend these types of events. I've been doing my personal finance journey for the last 6 months, and it was I've been to a conference before, but I haven't been to a conference this big in another state. So it was definitely worth going, man. We drove there. It took us about 4 to 5 hours to get there. I loved it, man, from the jump street. It was a lot of unexpected things happened, but for the most part, it was just, it was just a great adventure. And I'm all about adventures and trying new stuff and risk taking, because I feel that's when you learn the most. You don't learn when you're comfortable and content with where you are. So I was kind of hesitant on going, but I'm glad I went. So today I just wanted to share with y'all some of the key takeaways. There was a lot of information, so I can't bottle all of it up and bring it back to you. I'd rather you attend with me, because man, it's only so much you can tell somebody else. I'm trying to remember half of the information myself, but I did take notes or whatever. So overall, it was a life-changing experience for me. It taught me how to get out of my comfort zone. And if you want to be great, that's what you got to do. Whether it's meeting new people, trying new food, the resulting factor is always going to be your confidence exuded after that, because you done something that you had to have courage to do. You did something out of your comfort zone. So it takes a lot of courage to do that. And then being a leader means you got to act like one. So you can't go halfway with lead by example. So the 3 takeaways, I'm going to start with the first one. It's like when you're living in a box or whatever, when you're living within your means, that means when you get your paycheck, you living according to that. You're not overspending, so you might not have a credit card, or you might not have any loans out. You're living within your means. You making sure you can make it to the next week. And living under your means means like you might have some extra that you can put to the side. Generally speaking, that's how we all should be living as far as our finances go. Like what they were saying was like, spending, less or equal to the amount of money you bring in is not going to get you where you want to be, financially. You have to be able to budget as well. So it was this little diagram that was drawn on the board. You see your regular home expenses, your car, stuff like that, basic stuff that you spend monthly. On the outside of this, you will see your investments, your real estate, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, all things like that will be within this circle. So if you have what it takes to live within your means, then you're definitely going to be able to, go outside of that. You have to go out your comfort zone and get invested. So that diagram helped me, understand that a little bit better when he described living. To move on to the second key takeaway, I learned the difference between what a success strategy is and what a wealth strategy is. So when you think of it, a success strategy is what most of us are taught, to go to school, get an education. Hey, how you doing, Tasha? Hey, how you doing, everybody? Thank you for joining my live. I'm just talking about this trip that I went to in Detroit, Michigan, when I went to the CashFlow conference about 2 weeks ago, what I learned and some key takeaways. But as I was saying, I was talking about or referring to a success strategy and the difference between a success strategy and a wealth strategy. A success strategy is, you go to school, job security, make sure you get that, 40-year job, and after 40 years you retire and you live off 40% of what you work for. I don't want that. I don't want to work for 40 years straight for making somebody else rich, just to retire and only be able to enjoy a portion of the money that I worked so hard for, with the rest just going to bills and paying, mortgages and car notes and stuff like that. I don't want to live my life like that. So, being exposed to what you call a wealth strategy is more like, starting a business, investing in residual and passive income, educating further outside of your degree or the classroom. Even if you didn't go for a degree, you can stop at a diploma. Or even if you didn't get either one, you can still educate yourself through books. Now, ever since I graduated, I've been reading books. I'm a bookworm, so I read more books than the average person. I listen to audiobooks, but I read at least 2 books a month. I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to further my education. It's not limited to me getting that degree. My degree is just a piece of paper, and I can help me get a little further. But I didn't stop there. I still read, and I'm always educating myself. The third thing I wanted to bring up, the third key takeaway, was about wealth management and wealth creation. That's 2 different things. Now, I did want to start by saying everybody is born wealthy. No matter what you think, we all are given or granted access to either choosing to be poor or choosing to be wealthy. Wealthy is being able to take something, your purpose, your creativity, and making and capitalizing off of it and serving other people with it. So we all wealthy. We all wealth. When you think about your mental health and your family and the good things that do happen to you in life, you are wealthy. So when you attach yourself to that type of wealth, then money's gonna follow it. That's when that type of wealth is gonna come in. So wealth management is basically like managing what you already have. Wealth management you can think about as cash equivalents and mutual funds. I wouldn't say, there are some good mutual funds where you can get a high return on. But when I think of a mutual fund, I'm thinking of like an emergency fund, possibly a savings account. I'm putting money there to save because it's growing, but it's not, growing drastically. You know what I mean? It's just like a little bit of, just enough to be like, okay, it's worth me putting my money in there. And then plus you get to own a piece of America. Why not invest in a mutual fund? If you have it sitting in a savings account, it's probably only growing 1% or 2% at the most. Same thing goes for like a CD or something like that. CDs I look at as, wealth management. You just manage it a certain amount of money. You just, put it to the side, you budget it maybe for the long run or maybe in case something happens. So cash equivalents and stuff like that, you would just put your money to manage it. Now wealth creation is like you're creating wealth. So you're generating a lot of income to where it's residual, it's multiplying, and you can build, income bringing assets. Let's say like a business investment. Like once you invest in your business, you're gonna see a higher return and a faster return on that, especially if what you're doing is what the people like. You know what I mean? If you making money off of what your passion is and what your talents are and what your skill set is, then you're gonna make a return on it. So that's what I mean by wealth creation. You always see the people on the Forbes list. What they did is they created their wealth. Not only did they first had to learn how to manage it, and then they brought in wealth creation. So they invested in properties, they invested in businesses, they bought things that weren't depreciating. They bought things that did produce more income. So that's wealth creation, and that's what we should all be aiming for. But like I said, wealth management needs to be like the first thing that you do. Understanding how to put your money in a savings account and save up and save up for emergency fund. And stuff like that. You need to know how to manage, and management comes from budgeting and writing out your expenses and your income for whatever it takes. It might mean doing it every week, or some might do it every other week. Some people might do it on a monthly basis, but you need to budget your money. That's a must. Like everybody has to budget, and it's not saying that you're trying to skimp yourself out or short anything. It's just knowing where your money's going. You're in control of that. You're managing that. When you think of manage, you think of control. You think of moving in and solving problems. So that's what you're doing when you budget your money. That's why everybody should do that. But that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up. Those are my 3 takeaways. Living within your means, and then success strategy versus the wealth strategy, and then last, wealth management versus wealth creation. The 3 takeaways. And then again, just going to the CashFlow conference, just to bring it back to that, going to Detroit, Michigan was very life-changing for me. I'm sure a lot of people can say the same. Being amongst people, millionaires and successful people, or what others would consider successful, is very inspiring and uplifting, and knowing that I can achieve the goals I'm setting myself out to do. But thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I appreciate you.